Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I wanted to go ahead and give my review over Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Maybe I got two pages. I got this page and this page of notes. It really wasn't that much going on to me. Anyways, so I thought it was cute how Lisa was talking to her son about his friendship problems and how she could relate to him because, she's basically going through problems with her friends also. Lisa don't cook. So I'm sure her kids probably got, girl, to this day probably, I'm sure them kids probably had all types of caps and rotten teeth in their mouth because all I see them eating is sugar, candy, and, girl, fast food. Dewey and Jenny. I don't know. Like, Dewey, they went out to eat. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Sorry. They go out to eat. I think it's like, kind of like a weekly thing that they do. They go out for, oysters and cocktails, basically. And the conversation comes up about more kids, a sister wife. And Dewey really doesn't, Dewey's whole thing is, that's basically, I guess, their culture. That's what happens. She understands that I think his grandfather had 5 wives. He said one of his patients has 40 kids. And he thinks that it would be fun to have a big family. I want to ask these men who really push for these big families, if you're at work, like, I just think it's crazy how, like, when you hear these people who want to have these big, big families, but girl, I'm not saying you're not raising the kids, but I could see someone like Dewey, like, I don't know, I just feel like when it comes to situations like that, it's always basically, it's your job to raise these kids. I'm going to come home, bounce them up and down in my lap, throw them in the air, go outside, throw a football around, and then pretty much the rest is on you. I just feel like that's probably what it will more than likely be. I'm not really, I think what it is, the reason why I'm kind of clocking out of Jenny's and Dewey's storyline is because, I think I mentioned this last week, her niece, or his niece, some family member came out and said, I guess they're faking the whole thing. I don't know. The thing is, when it comes to these housewives, like I said, regardless of what people want to say, this is what I believe. I think that when I think of, like, the creme de la creme, of reality TV, I do think of the housewives. Like, girl, if I could be on, I'm just saying if I was a woman. If I was a woman, girl, who want to be on VH1? Who want to be on WeTV? No, girl, I'm going over there on Bravo. Because not only, girl, they pay good. Hello? And you ain't got to do nothing but put some clothes on, look cute, and go on some free trips. You ain't got to worry about getting your head bashed in, a.k.a. Love and Hip Hop, girl, every time the camera start rolling. You ain't got to worry about going to a reunion and, girl, literally Ciroc bottles are flying across the room. You ain't got to worry about it being 90 security guards on set, right? Girl, you ain't got to worry about somebody hopping across a car trying to bang your head into the concrete. So I get why these women want to be on these shows. It's just that, girl, when you start hearing these stories, and I hate when I hear these stories because then it just messes up the show for me. And because my job is to report, I'm the hot topics boy, right? So it's like, my job is to report to y'all the hot topics and all that good stuff. So, girl, part of my job is being on Google, Googling stuff, being on the blog, seeing something we can talk about. And then when I run into stuff like this, it's like, girl. Because it's so hard for me to believe that Dewey a grown, but then it's not hard for me to believe because Dewey's a doctor, right? And just because Dewey is Asian, don't mean that Dewey is that doesn't mean that Dewey is not an ain't shit mother, right? Like Dewey can still be selfish. And if this is true, like I would hate to be married to somebody like Dewey. Like the simple fact that your wife has had one stillborn, 9 miscarriages, and the only thing that you can think about is what you want. Like Dewey is probably one of the most selfish motherfuckers on TV, period. Like in real life. Like your wife has had 9 miscarriages, 1 stillbirth. And it wasn't a stillbirth because they said the baby was born. The baby died, right? Is it still? I thought like a stillbirth was basically like the baby already died and you still have to give birth to the baby. Like I think the baby was alive when she had the baby. It's just that the baby died. I don't know. But like, you know how selfish of a person you have to be to continue to ask your wife to have a child, and the only thing that you can think about is what you want. Like, I would not want to be married to somebody like Dewey at all. Like, bitch, while you over there selling all them businesses that you got, Miss Jenny, bitch, you need to be going to ask for them back. Because you ain't got no money. Dewey got the money. Dewey is the one working. Where you going? I don't believe. Girl, let me shut up. I was about to go into a whole rant about people working. I don't trust nobody. I gotta have my own money. Cause on Mad Day, everybody gonna say, "Girl, why you trying to take half of that man money?" Anyway, Seth and Meredith. I love Seth. Absolutely love Seth. Seth really seems like a good guy to me. I love his relationship with Meredith. I love him as a person. He comes across as very fun and energetic. And, basically, like, if you compare him to last year, girl, to me, Seth was like a sad puppy last year. This year, he's like, what's up? I'm back. He's always giving Meredith compliments. I love it. They were talking about, I think they're leasing that house they're in right now. Anyway, Seth's whole thing is he don't care. He just wants a view. I love me a view. Oh, I can't wait till I get me a view. Anyways, but his whole thing is he wants to wake up and Mother Nature is motorboating him. I said, no, that's right. The only thing I did not understand, y'all, why is it with, I'm not trying to say that just because you're a parent, I'm not a parent, so I don't know. But I wouldn't think that Meredith would be as stressed out as she is with her kids being as grown as they are. Like, Meredith is stressed. The way that Meredith made it seem to me is like she's stressed out to the point where it's like, she got to get up in the morning, get the kids ready for school, make their breakfast, get them off to school, pick them up from school, take them to cheerleading practice, go to the other side of town to pick Brooks up from basketball practice or cheerleading practice, whatever he wanted to play in high. Like, that's the way that she making it seem. That's why I was like, why are you stressed out? Anyways, Seth said that he would basically make sure that he helps with what's going on. Girl, when Mary said that Whitney chose a destination that was 2 hours away, that's 60 minutes 2 times. I don't know why that tickled my soul. So, okay, I'm gonna be honest, y'all. From what I saw, from what they showed, I did not think that Lisa said anything wrong to the point where Mary should have jumped down Lisa's throat like that. Like, Mary was on 10. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't want to be the one who sit here and take up for the white woman over the black woman. But, girl, the truth is the truth to me, girl. Like, all Lisa said was, oh, girl, I'm going to have to Google that. And Mary took it. So, girl, Mary took it as though Lisa was, girl, Mary even pulled out the black card. Is it because I'm black? Even I was like, Okay. Like, I didn't think it was that deep to, like, it shouldn't have got to that point where we pulling out the black card. You know what I'm saying? Like, if anything, bitch, man, you should have been more pissed off at Jen and Sean for walking her ass out the motherfucking house with them two goddamn cornrows and the rest of, you know that style of girls be wearing where they still be, some of the hair be loose? Girl, if anybody, you should be having a problem with a bull and saying they trying to, girl, it's your sister. The one who want to be a black woman, but she ain't. Girl, when Mary did this, girl, I tell you, I was screaming. Anyways, I didn't think that it was that deep. I thought that Mary was wrong. I didn't understand why. Like I said, it had to be something that I'm assuming that it was something that they just didn't show us. That's why Mary went off, but based off what I saw on the television screen, I was just like, girl, why are you so mad? Because she said she's going to Google something. Like, who the fuck are you in real life? Who the fuck are you to the point where, girl, just because you tell me something, I'm supposed to believe it? I don't give a damn if you told me the sky was blue. I'm still going to look up and see for my damn self. And if you take that as me calling you a liar or always questioning what you say, then whatever. Anyways, so Jenny says something about let's fucking go. Mary basically was like, bitch, Mary was pretty good. I tell you, Mary was not playing with none of these hoes. When I see baby, she wasn't playing with Lisa. Mary said, bitch, I just feel like fussing and fighting and arguing today. Girl, now I will say, now when it came to Lisa, I get how some people, not Lisa, when it came to Jenny, I can't understand how sometimes, would it have bothered me if somebody would say, okay, let's fucking go? It wouldn't have bothered me because I wouldn't have taken that as being directed to me personally, right? Mary took it, but I can't say Mary how Mary should take it, but Mary basically was like, bitch, don't curse. Don't curse when you talking to me. That's what Mary was on. And I can't sit here and say I fault Mary for that because she's telling you, when you talk, bitch, don't be cursing at me. Even though it wasn't directed personally, like, to her. So then, of course, Jenny is like, I guess Jenny been waiting for her moment. So she started going off on the deep end, cursing, and ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. And it just was a mess. Lisa, they go sit down. They do this, some bullshit they was doing, girl, riding down. But they drove 2 hours basically to slide down some snow. Y'all couldn't have did that where y'all was at? Anyways. So they go have lunch. Lisa is basically like, y'all hoes basically to get off of bitch, get off my dick because y'all doing too much. Basically, like, I can't even say the word Google without Mary basically hopping down my throat. If I would, when I tell you, like, if I wouldn't have known any better, when I tell a white woman will whip it out, baby, when I tell you Lisa, I would have believed Lisa. But because I don't believe Lisa, though. It's just too, and I think I also read something online about them saying that it actually was true that Lisa didn't do it. But I don't believe it. I don't believe, like, it's too iffy now to the point where it's like the caterers canceled and now we go to the restaurant with Whitney and her husband and they come up already mic'd up and the first thing that pops out of that bitch mouth is something about Angie. I'm sorry, I don't buy it, Lisa. Girl, your grandfather being part of the LGBTQ don't mean shit. That don't mean shit. They ain't got shit to do with shit. Sorry. I'm not buying it. I think Lisa is a mean girl. I think Lisa is the type of person that will get everybody fired. And then when people find out she was the reason why people got fired, she will be like, oh my God, I'm just so uncomfortable. Like, why are you saying that? Like, fuck the fact that it's the truth, right? Girl, now this is where I was with me. This is about to sound so mean. Let me try to make sure I get my shit right. So Jenny started crying. And Jenny was talking about how it was her daughter's death anniversary. And, I guess that was part of the reason why she was kind of, I guess on edge that day. I tell y'all, Mary sat at the end of that table and girl was not trying to hear nothing Jenny had to say. Now, I understand that Jenny is going through stuff, but girl, just because you go through things in life does not give you a license to go around and curse and holler and scream. Now, I didn't think Mary was wrong for telling Jenny, basically, watch how you speak to people, right? I don't think Jenny was wrong. Like, if it was me, I wouldn't have cared. But that's just me. I didn't think Mary was wrong for telling Jenny to watch how you talk to people. I guess that was the point. Jenny was like, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Ain't nobody heard my mama, my daddy. Girl, I understand your daughter died, but girl, your response to Mary telling you basically watch how you speak to people, girl, it was a little bit team too much. It was. The same way I feel like Mary was team too much when it came to Lisa, I felt like Jenny was team too much when it came to Mary, right? And I understand your daughter passed away, but girl, that still don't give you the right to go around here hollering and screaming and cursing at people. Because girl, with all that being said, somebody will cuss your ass back or slap the shit out of you. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that it could happen. That's all I'm saying. So when Mary was at the end of that table, like, girl, I ain't trying to hear nothing this bitch got to say. Pretty much Mary was on some baby. People die every day. And that don't mean you go around here hollering, screaming, and cursing at people. That's what I think Mary was on. Anyways, that was pretty much the end of the episode, child. I'll talk to y'all next week. I'm about to watch Insecure. And then I'm going to have me a cocktail. And then I'll review that. I'll watch it again tomorrow. I'm going to watch it for myself and have a cocktail, and then I'm going to get up tomorrow and watch it again, and then take my notes and then do the review tomorrow. All right, bye, y'all. When I wake up, because it's already tomorrow. Bye, y'all.